Nameza kpata menyi Mwambe isine patonye Mwambe isine patonye Nasi mane nyadu benyi chebenyi Odika sina kpata menyi Nasi mane nyadu benyi chebenyi.
Good afternoon, distinguished colleagues, past presidents here present, fellows of the Pharmacists Society of Nigeria. We'll go on to a most important session today, which is the town hall meeting.
Let me sincerely welcome all of us. I would prefer to greet us the ancients, the medievals, and the young pharmacists. So many things are going on, so many changes are taking place. I just watched the last one here where the pharmacists are being graded different from what we used to know and do. But we want to thank God that all this is happening in our time. Now I can recall the whole idea of town hall meetings. I can recall that in company of past President Ahimen way back in 2006. It was our last year in the presidency of the PSN. And the whole idea was that we should create a platform, an opportunity for pharmacists to air their views. Because if you look at the AGMs, the time is limited. The time usually is limited. And you find a lot of pharmacists feeling very frustrated even after the AGM. So we came up with this idea of town hall meetings. And it's been really, really great. It's been so good. It gives you the opportunity to ask questions, get clarifications, get more knowledge of your practice. It's a bit of what happened with the regulatory officers. Yesterday I was trying to say that please listen to them and make sure you don't break the rules. Make sure, much as we ask them, we also make sure we don't break the rules. Now we have another big opportunity today. It goes beyond those who are sitting here. I know that a lot of information is going to come from the national chairman, and then a lot of information, regulation is it. A lot of information is going to also, in addition to what they did yesterday. We have this opportunity, but I want to plead with us, and indeed, other questions you can ask within the time that has been allocated today. But please don't abuse it. If you talk too much, I will stop you so that others can have the opportunity to also express themselves. Maybe not all of us. At the end of it all, it will be that your curiosities, your anxieties, and all that troubles you that you want to know will have been satisfied. So tomorrow when we sit in AGM, it will be business. It will be real business. It will be pungent, it will go straight to the point, and we will not spend the whole day here as we prepare to have the banquet. So distinguished colleagues, the town hall meeting for this year ACPN is open. Now, how do we go about it? You will ask your question, but notwithstanding, it might be necessary for the national chairman to set the ball rolling. there are so many things you may want to tell us that will satisfy your curiosities or the questions you want to ask and all that. If he does, please, you don't have to speak again. You don't have to. It's not if one person talks what you want to, or the questions you want to ask, the chairman has addressed it. You don't have to. It's not necessary. The same thing when our regulatory officers will also speak to us, they will answer. We'll try to take down, and for those who may not have the opportunity, please write it down and pass it through our compares. It will come to us, and we will also try and ensure that those questions are attended to or answered before the close of events for this program. Once again, distinguished colleagues, the ancients sitting before us, the medievals. I think many of us are now in the medieval. And then, of course, the younger pharmacists who are all here. Let me, on behalf of Mr. Chairman, welcome us to the 2025 ACPN Town Hall meeting.
Today is going to be a remarkable day. Today we are having our first town hall meeting. And the basis has been presented historically by our beauty chairman, Chief Ueno Waga, FPSL MMI. I appreciate you, sir, for all the support for the ACPN and the pharmacy profession at large. My statement today is going to have like two sections, and I present before you our regulatory agency here, because council is here, NAFDAC is here, and they are the kids and the major people that regulate and control our parties from school to our parties, as I said. And a lot of body issues that we're supposed to discuss or questions to raise, especially at the council level. This is an opportunity for you to throw some of these questions to them, and I believe they are competent enough to clear us or get a lot of clarification. And I know what bothered us so much in practice environment as regard to PCN, PIC, cases here and then. If all those questions used to raise during the NEC meeting, you can easily ask those questions here. I also know what bothered us much as regard to NAFDAC on the issue of hand drugs, service drugs, which most of our clients are clamoring on, and in a slogan to protect them, we must have those available to our premises so that we'll be able to help the humanity. I know you raise that as also a question. Our new sign at the National Secretariat is another big issue, which I know most of the states, apart from Lagos and a few other states, that are complying with this patented document we're supposed to be using to signify to the public the genuine premises. I know last year there was a delay in the production because of the cost, and NEC, in their wisdom, took a decision at our first NEC meeting, 4th December 2024, to start the production henceforth. And the new signs are available, and also looking forward to declare October this year as an emblem day, so that all of us as a community pharmacists should be able to have one emblem instead of all the faiths we see here and there. Let us begin to distinguish ourselves on that regard. Our implementation plan are there, which I also have showcased to the elect member, which were adopted. That we're also going to follow the issues as regard to sticking to our agenda. There are a lot of other issues I would like to present before us, so that if I sit down, we can do, other agencies can do their presentation and the question can come around. There's a lot of other things, development in the ACPN and the National Secretariat, which I want to present before us, so that people can also get clarification and be informed on what is going on at the National Secretariat. And more important one that have been giving us a lot of concern, which we are trying to manage in our wisdom, is the development at FCT branch, which I would like to make a concise presentation. I decided to put it down in black and white so that it will be very concise and brief, so that before each year we will be able to take our decision. Attention of the National Secretariat of ACPN was drawn to some challenges associated with the elections of a new state executive committee following the end of the farm Enejo Amadia Esco. Some of the petitions given to the provisions were directed to the National Secretariat by these petitions given the provisions were directed to the National Secretariat by some of the aspirants to the Executive Committee who are disqualified on various grounds. And the ACPN National Chairman and NEC, and in accordance with the provision and concession, whatever decision are taken, I would like us to always have our position. We need to protect and we need to prevent, and that is a constitutional provision, as we all know. And our constitution, in accordance with the principles of the constitution, we should always try to adhere to that. And this constitution and this provision shall be binding in all community pharmacists, no matter their lands or their status notwithstanding. State branches of the ACPN, including FCT, organs and affiliates of the association. So the national chairman acted. The national chairman of the ACPN relied on the section 35, which I just read, the constitution of the ACPN constitution, which points it at the constitution, and the provision shall be binding on the following. Number one says state branches of the ACPN, including FCT and other things are dead. The chairman knows as when things are coming, and when I started to receive petitions since February 24th, the HIH national chairman notes to Farm Amadi Enejo, the outgoing chairman of FCT branch, to stay action on the AGM of the plant selected at the time for March 27th March 2025. Why did I take this action? Because at our first NEC meeting on 4 December before my inauguration, there has already been an existing crisis in the Akwa Ibom State that had wanted to intricate the PSN conference, and the national chairman and NEC and wisdom decided to wade into that and stop the actions that was going on that would have brought a lot of conflict at that state. So based on that, and there's already another crisis somewhere in Kuala State, which were also managing before then. So our next first leg meeting, we inaugurated a two committee, conflict resolution committee and litigation and custodian committee, knowing well that there are some loophole at the constitution which the ESCO presented by the leg, and wanted a situation whereby before any of our members to court to be able to consult a committee that can guide whether it's necessary or it is not. And the conflict resolution committee, because there's already a crisis, and I wanted them to fade into making peace so that we can continue. So that was done by 1st December. I wanted to ask a question to the PCN on the guide to online pharmacy.
Okay, please go on.
Please, on the guide to online pharmacy or pharmacy. Our member need to understand, explain more detail the existence. If the online pharmacy, like my pharmacy is Rosewood Pharmacy, if you open an online pharmacy, and the question they are asking in the name of Losmos, and I've already paid my dues as regard to my premises, am I still going to pay for the online loan? Second one, am I still going to get a superintendent for the online loan? Or whether my own will cover my online pharmacy? I know a lot of people have asked this question, please.
To go straight to the answer is to say that yes, there will be need for a separate or different superintendent pharmacist for the online pharmacy, and that the online pharmacy is another business of its own. Any infraction by the online pharmacy cannot, the sanction for that infraction cannot be visited on the pharmacy, the brick and mortar pharmacy. So the answer to those two questions are that one, the online pharmacy is a business of its own, entirely different from the brick and mortar pharmacy. Then the superintendent pharmacist to each of the businesses must be different in line with the provision of the law.
Thank you very much. Now, let me just, to help us and to help the PCN to make us understand it more, I will ask that the PCN takes time to develop the conditions, the regulations and all that has to do with that, so that we shall read it in black and white and understand it, because right now people are still wondering exactly what it is. So I think that is one of the take homes that our director of PCN here will ask him to take home to the registrar.
Thank you very much for this great opportunity. Thank you very much, the national chairman and our fellows here in the house. My name is Ifyo Udobak. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. What is the place for the state ministry of health in regulating community pharmacies?
Sorry. Okay. What is the place of the state ministry of health in regulating community pharmacies? Okay. He has noted it. Yes, sir. I can see your hand. Can you give him the microphone? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman and the House. I just want to give like a rider to the comment of the National Chairman earlier on the Superintendent Pharmacy status for online pharmacy. We live in a time where there is clear scarcity of manpower in pharmacy practice. And I know that laws are made for men are not made for laws. I want to appeal that PCN separate internet pharmacies for the online pharmacy instead of that, because you have a situation where we're in a digital age and practically what you do in your brick and mortar premises is just like a platform for what you also do on the virtual platform. So it's very, very possible, because usually local stations, there are so many pharmacies are idle, not fully engaged in the brick and mortar assignment that they. So we can have a situation where the same pharmacists handle both facilities.
Thank you, sir. Biola follows the FPSA. My question is to the registrar. I want to further clarify on online pharmacy. For every online pharmacy, must there be a brick and mortar? Because I've been on platforms where online pharmacies were being promoted as if it's hanging alone. This, just like you have said, there should be this, there should be that, or brick and mortar. I think you also need to tell us what is the law. Is it something hanging alone? Because at your presentation years ago, it was said that every online pharmacy must be attached to a brick and mortar pharmacy. Please give us
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Mine is to the NAFDAC representative. A lot of activities, especially at the closure of the open drug market this year. And I want to commend the DJ of NAFDAC for such activities. And I want to ask, during this period, now, do you feel you have adequate support from other stakeholders? Let me say the PCM, judging from last week, I read that NAFDAC is planning on registering, open drug market perpetrators. So, do you feel you have enough support from pressure groups like ACPN, PSN, and even PCM in this fight, ongoing fight you have? Because NAFDAC for some time, it even led to a situation whereby DG of NAFDAC was summoned to the House of Rep. On social media, NAFDAC was being mocked, and I didn't see any support from other stakeholders to make sure we rally around NAFDAC in this difficult times. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My name is Pharmacists from Pharmacists. My question is very simple, directed to the registrar. So I'm a little bit worried about issues that concern the PIC that is supposed to be inspecting the pharmacies in the hospital. This has been discussed separately, and I'm a little bit bothered that PIC in the various states are doing the much they can to ensure that there is sanity in the community pharmacy and PPMVs. But from the point when this particular pharmacy act was brought into being to accommodate inspection of community pharmacies, Volus asked for this particular committee to be set up, and the registrar has always promised that the committee that will be inspecting the pharmacies in the hospital will be set up. I don't know what is holding that. We are eagerly waiting for a time when we hear at the various states that this committee has been set up. That is on one side.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Pharmacist from 5 District. I have 3 questions here. Okay, one is when the PSN staff and the pharmacists came to Bible State for inspection, the way they treated us, they treated us like criminals. The PCN people came to Bible State and mocked us as if we are criminals, as if we are not their colleagues, or as if we are just the distribution. They give it that way beside pharmacy. Pharmacy, they saw the premises that were chemists, cooperative rental medicine close to the pharmacy that is not even equal to the distance that is by the PCN, but they overlook that place. they came to pharmacy outlets and even round us up, embarrass us in front of our staff as if we were just people that are not even qualified to own a pharmacy. That's number one question. My number two question is about the ministry, about the position of ACPN in this clinical pharmacy practice. But I'm a member of CPAN. I've been trained on drug administration, immunization, and vaccination. But the way the Christian staff treated all that, I was like, it was as if we are not even, we don't know what is going on in this vaccination, parental drug administration, and every other thing that concerns CPN.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Pharmacist of ACPN University. Since my colleagues have touched on certain parts of what I wanted to say, mine will be recommendations. We also had the PCN enforcement team in the university, and truly we are not treated properly. So my recommendation would be that the enforcement teams should have a cordial relationship with the states in enforcement, because they are not coming to kill us, they are coming to support us. We also applaud the positive aspects of their work, and we are willing to support them effectively to get their goals done. My second recommendation will be to our national chairman, about the legal issues, the lessons that have been learned or we have been learning from Abuja should be used to develop protocols and recommendations to states on the paths they will take when some of these legal issues start from the little pieces, so that we don't get to such points as this. So the disciplinary committees or whatever committee that should be written to in the instance this issue starts should be clearly spelled out, and member states should know that.
Thank you everyone. My question one to NAFDAC and then to PCS. During the time of Professor Dorago of the Blessed Memory, I understand that during registration of products are coming from US, UK, they don't tell the pharmacist registering it to pay money for them to go for inspection. But I'm surprised that currently they are registering a product from US or UK, product that pass through FDA. NAFDAC here will tell you to pay like between 10 to 20 million for them to go for inspection. For some of us that are young pharmacists that are coming up, if you can use such amount to pay for any inspection to US or UK, how much do you have to pay for the product you are bringing in? Please, I urge with NAFDAC, they should please look into it, except if they don't want young pharmacists like us to come up. That is number one. There's another one is this issue of online pharmacy. Please, it's of my opinion, because it's as if it's contradicting what we are taught yesterday. Digitalization is all about online pharmacy. If you are talking of digitalization in brick and mortar, I can decide today to come up, open up a website, it's online pharmacy, automatically it's an online pharmacy. So how will I now go and employ another digital pharmacist where they should take care of it? Please, PCN should please look into the matter. That is just what I'm trying to say.
Concerning conference bags, everybody here or some people registered for this conference. So it is expected that anybody that registers for a conference, no matter where you're coming from, should be entitled to have a conference bag. Some of us have people that sent us here as delegates. They told us that when we go there, collect our items for us. But they find out that most of the pharmacists here did not get those items. How much less when we get back to the community? Thank you very much.
My name is my concern is what are the criteria of reopening a premise that has been sealed? I'm asking this question because just of recent, just a week ago, the enforcement team came to Bayelsa State and several premises were not open, and the pharmacy premises were being sealed. And before we know, even before the enforcement team left the state, they have already started, they have reopened again. And some of these premises, they have been multiple issues where they have not registered since the inception of that premises. They don't have superintendent pharmacists in those places, but yet, within a few hours, the place have been reopened, those places have been reopened again. So, is it that the enforcement team, is the enforcement team that reopen those premises, or they reopen those premises by their own self? That is one thing we want to know. Because so many things are happening right now. We are even asking that enforcement team should be coming as regular as they could.
My question is on the PCN, the registrar, and also the leadership of PSN. This issue of patent medicine vendor's license. The big case for it all along was that we did not have sufficient pharmacists. But now, with the number of pharmacy schools, the number of graduates we produce every year, I'm asking, is there still a strong moral and legal reason to continue issuing of patent medicine licenses? Especially the new ones are being issued every year. Can we begin to interrogate this whole, even that research? I question that research. Because that research that we all quote, even as pharmacists, was sponsored by Melinda Gates. Because they had a vested interest in making sure it presented a picture of lack of pharmacists everywhere, and so they wanted to bring in these other value chain players into the fold. Can we begin to interrogate that? And please, is there still a strong case?
For online pharmacy, sir, I believe there are different scales and different levels of the online pharmacy. We are taught that we should start with our phones, our mobile devices, laptops. So when we are starting small, at what point in time in need of registration is going to apply to the practice of the telepharmacy or online pharmacy? That's the first one. Then digitalization is mechanization, and we are taught that when we bring in machines, it will replace manpower. So for the 200-meter radius registration requirement, it is taken over by online presence. For young pharmacists that are coming up, what faith will lead them to practice?
Sir, what is PSN? Okay, this is PSN. PSN doing concerning those non-pharmacists that practicing online retailing of, okay, probably in PCN. What are they doing? Those who are not registered, I don't know whether you have registered anybody. The other one is reduction in the size of shops based on the type of shop for wholesale retail. Well, talking about the size of shops, well, relative to retail or wholesale, I think it's still PCN. Can any community pharmacist take up a lecturer job in a university? 3. Explain the concept of satellite pharmacy and its startup. 4. Can a medical sales representative of a pharmaceutical company own and register a pharmacy premises? I think that is the fourth question. It's all about you, Susan.
I want to refer to one of the questions that were asked this morning, and somebody is asking, does NAFDAC have full support of other stakeholders, PCN, ACPN, and others? Did we enjoy that during our last operation? Well, I want to say that the operation was carried out from February down till about April and part of May. It was a collaborative operation that involved the National Security Advisor's Office and NAFDAC and PCN as the regulators of this area, that's pharmaceutical product distribution. And also beyond that, the security agencies were involved, DSS, the military, and the police. The DSS did the intelligence aspect of it. I want to tell you that it was DSS basically that provided intelligence of the work we did. So that's a collaborative work. The police were there and the military were there to provide security while we operated. That's a collaborative work. In all the locations we worked, all the states, the state PCN officers were paramount. That's a collaborative work. And also the registrar was fully involved. That's a collaborative work. Well, the question you may be asking, when people began to, mock NAFDAC and, throw a lot of things on us and all that, what was the reaction of these stakeholders? Well, we have been together with PCN all along. So there is no problem there. There is no problem between NAFDAC and PCN for whatever reason. But what I want you to understand was also that people were trying to create unnecessary friction. They made a publication and said that NAFDAC was blaming PCN, that PCN were the cause of multiplication of fake drugs everywhere. NAFDAC never made such a statement. DG NAFDAC responded to it immediately, and the PCN registrar also responded to it. But they did it intentionally because they wanted to create a problem. And also, people, whether we are taking over PCN job to start registering, people operating in the open drug market, there is nothing like that. That's not NAFDAC's job. But what some people must have interpreted as NAFDAC trying to register those operating there is that while we worked here, we knew the difficulties we had with data and information of the people who are operating there. And NAFDAC felt it was necessary for us to have a database that captures all those people. And some people said NAFDAC is trying to register those people. There is nothing like that. So, as much as I know, we enjoyed, a good cooperation of all those stakeholders. I think another thing is whether PSN as a people and ACPN as a people demonstrated support. I think I saw some publications, they say, no, we support what NAFDAC have done and all that. But the only way I would want to say something again is that when we see something like that going on, trying to deal with a problem within our sector, there should be a massive, media support to counter what the other people are doing. So that's the answer to that question. Then, this other person is asking about service and orphan drug concept. Well, if any person comes into your pharmacy, the key thing you need to ask is identification. The person has to identify herself with his NAFDAC ID card. And if you are in doubt of that NAFDAC ID card, if you are a member of ACPN, every ACPN chairman must necessarily have the contact of the NAFDAC state coordinator and can quickly check up to confirm that. You must understand that NAFDAC does not only employ pharmacists. It's not possible. We don't even have that possible to happen. We employ some other scientists. They are not pharmacists, but they are scientists. We have biochemists, we have microbiologists, we have other areas, then we have other people who are not even, they are basically scientists. So, and that qualifies there. I had actually planned I was just going to sit down quietly and observe. But I just look at the trend of events, especially with NAFDAC. And Pharmacists Way, I am constrained to say this. And if Madam DG were to be here, I would have said this directly to her. But please, you can quote me. And this is one of the feedbacks we got from here. The real problem with NAFDAC is the style of your DG. The style of the DG NAFDAC is what creates all the complications in the relationship with the PSN and its athletes. Many times, it is impossible to have positive or productive dialogue with the DG NAFDAC. I guess you probably think he has above this profession or the practitioners. So you do not relate with people at all. The relationship management is wretched. It's unprecedentedly wretched, bad. And that is why once you do not give people an opportunity for open ventilation, what you get is that, it was on the pages of newspapers, for instance, people read that you want to generate, you want to begin to register places in the open markets. Then you will not have any other choice than people meet you at that same level by reading their responses on the pages of the newspaper. And that's why I think we need to handle this relationship a lot better than what it is now. I do not want to begin to say certain things here, but past President Uwaga and some of the past presidents here will tell you there was a time there was a very serious challenge. Even past presidents of the PSN could not see the DG NAFDAC. I have been part of several delegations to see presidents of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but we couldn't see DG NAFDAC. And it puts people off. So, you need to convey this because she needs to do something about it. And that takes me to the challenge of what is it called, service and orphan drugs. Look, life comes in dispensations. We used to have I've forgotten what we used to call those centers. Copa centers. There was a time we used to have what we call Copa centers. We have worked with other leaderships in NAFDAC. And those Copa centers activated our requests for service in orphan drugs. I think what is happening is that Madam DG in particular is opposed to that concept. That's because you don't talk to anybody. That's my own perception. In the immediate past dispensation where we had Dr. Paul Loring, I was president of the PSN. The directorate R&I of NAFDAC was so cooperative, worked with us. All you needed to do was to pay 2,000 per service of orphan drug. And they accredited you to bring whatever you wanted to bring in. We paid just 2,000 in 2015. If you check PSN landmarks, you have the same. It's the same challenge we have with the disposal of expired drugs. I don't know why they don't want to tell you the truth. You people said we should pay. A man has lost money.
What constitutes clinical practice in a community pharmacy, especially with regards to the disposition of the enforcement team of PCN at the last enforcement exercise at Akwa Ibom and Cross River State. This question was asked yesterday and I made effort to address it by being a bit legalistic. And I'm going to go the same path, although with a difference. I said yesterday, and I'm repeating that, our licenses, being premises of pharmacy license, spell out what the license covers. I want to believe that nobody could have adhered to the provision of that license, and the enforcement team would maltreat the person in the ward or embarrass the person in the ward of the person who asked the question. I'm going to be compelled, if not impelled, to say that listing clinical activities by me would not do justice to setting a limit or a boundary to what clinical practice is within the community pharmacy. But I would want to say that it would not be nice that a pharmacist is setting lines within community pharmacy. In the word of one of those who asked the question, that they've been trained on parenteral administration of drugs. I don't think, even if one is trained, I recall I was trained to inject while I was in 300 level in the faculty of pharmacy. Upon graduation and having the knowledge of the law, I never injected anybody other than myself when I was serving in a rural area and I had a health challenge that warranted me to inject myself. And whether that was legal or illegal, I was able to save myself. I never injected anybody upon graduation, in spite of the fact that I was trained to inject while I was in 300 level back to my undergraduate days. So the fact that one has been trained on parenteral administration of drugs does not give one the legal backing to administer drugs or medicine parenterally. If that was what was being undertaken while the enforcement team came around in those two states, I want to believe that such practitioners will have them to contend with. Place of State Ministry of Health in regulation of community pharmacies. We all know that drugs and poisons are item number 21 of section 2 of the exclusive legislation list of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. But the way we operate from the end of Pharmacy Council, because of dearth in the number of staff, is that we have PIC that have been working in collaboration with PCN. PIC is Pharmaceutical Inspection Committee, instituted in various states, and the chairman of this PIC are directors of pharmaceutical services of respective states. If that was what was misconstrued as state regulating community pharmacy, I think there might be need for us at different fora other than this to understand what PIC stands for and the scope of activities of PIC. Review of position of superintendent pharmacy for online pharmacy. This morning, while the representative of ePharma for FD was presenting, she made mention of the fact that the regulation on online pharmacy or e-pharmacy as well is still available online for us to make input as to the way we want it to run in Nigeria. So I will advise us, whatever is our desires, aspirations and yearnings concerning online and e-pharmacy, we should please make input into that regulation so that the way we all want to go, after all, is a profession, and one of the hallmarks of the profession is self-regulation. So the way or a manner that we want to self-regulate ourselves will only be complete if you and I will make necessary inputs in line with our yearnings and aspirations for online pharmacy.
Akwenyi gabu isi oche enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ enyi na-aga na isoghị n'azụ na-asị ma nịnya chebe enyi ọ dịgasị na-akpata m enyi na-asị ma nịnya chebe enyi ọ dịgasị na-akpata m enyi